Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Dominic DeLuca and I'm the instructor here in Diesel Technology. Normally we would have you here for a hands-on tour, but due to the unfortunate circumstances, we're going to have to do this virtual. So I hope you get to tour our shop and so forth later. Anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to call me or stop by for a personal tour, and I hope to see you sometime next year. Good morning and welcome to Diesel Tech. Come on down. It's also known as the dungeon. Hey, out here this is pretty much the cleanest bay. What we got set up here is these are all the mock-ups that some of the students made a couple of these, and some were given to the program here from Wyotech. But we take these right in the classroom, and we talk about everything: brake cans, slack adjusters, drums, brake shoes, wheel bearings, all the like. This is a through drive differential. We also have some of them for the students to work on. So this would be worked on a truck. The clutch, we do a clutch sub on a truck. Brakes and brake shoes and slack adjusters all on the trucks to practice throughout the season. We got some other blocks and so forth here. This is a Detroit 60 series engine block. We bring this right in the classroom, explain how it's an inline 6-cylinder. We talk about pistons, connecting rods, rings, bearings, everything within an engine block. Okay. Here's another sample here. This is a little cutaway here. It just shows the injector, how we spray diesel fuel into the combustion chamber, and how the engine fires, no matter if it's a diesel engine, how it fires, or a gasoline engine. They're pretty much the same, only one uses compression to ignite the fuel. So the diesel is the one that uses compression, and we'll show you what happens later on. We're going to test an injector, pop test an injector. That's basically how much pressure is forcing the injector open to spray fuel in the chamber. So over here, we do some automotive stuff too. We got a brake lathe. We let all students practice cutting rotors on this here, and they smooth them down just by thousandths at a time. So it's good practice, and they can use some measuring tools to measure how much the rotors. This fire truck here, Mrs. Wilcox with the EMS, I believe, and right now students are putting 2 new power steering lines on. We had them custom made from Pertec, but we're doing some work for her on her fire truck here, and good stuff. Over here we have a new tire machine. We got this on a grant and everything. It's a tire. This is a bead assist, so it's brand new, along with the tire balancing machine. It's all brand new, and we let students work on that. If they want to pull a car in, if they're a good student, a senior, and they want to pull a car in, we let them work on that. They can change tires, rotate. We do work for maintenance, their tires, anybody needs anything. This is only for car tires, but we do also teach heavy truck, how to demount a tire and everything there. In this bay here, we have a new lift. This is cool. It was recommended in my OAC that I get a lift for this class, so they're a good student. They do well. Then we let them bring in their vehicles, and they can do some work on them.
Nice.
So, down here we have an excavator. We have a couple students working on that. They're doing a service on it, which would include oil change, oil filters, fuel filters, greasing it, checking the oil pressure, anything like that. So this is landscapes, and we do a little bit of work for them guys. Okay. Out here, this is the next project we got going on. This is loaned out to us from Prime Trailers Inc. And we're going to repurpose some of their trailers here. We're going to change tires on it. We're going to do brakes, drums, anything. We're going to inspect it, and then we're going to email him with what repairs it needs. And the students are going to do all the work. He's just supplying the parts.
A lot of the work is done around here?
Yep, so there'll be tires, brake cans, maybe some airlines, shocks, slack adjusters. Anything we find wrong, we're going to email the gentleman, and he's going to supply us with parts, and we're doing it all for free. So just good experience.
Very nice.
Luckily, it's been some nice weather, so we'll do it outside. All right, over here we do a little bit of practicing with these measuring tools. We have Alex here to demonstrate some. Anything from a rotor gauge, or a micrometer, tread depth gauge with the brake shoes. This is measuring brake shoes, how much tread is left above the rivet. And it's measured in what, Alex?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. So, want to demo that? Show us how to use that. Show us how to use this one too, Alex.
You want to stretch the inside of it and then press down.
So,
And that's a rotor?
This is a brake shoe.
Brake shield.
Brake shoe.
Brake shoe.
So what he did is scratched off any rust and dirt in there, and then he protrudes that down inside there, and it measures in 30 seconds. That tells you how much lining you have above the rivet. We've got more down here. This one here is, you'll need this little handy tool. It's in 30 seconds as well, and that's for measuring what, Alex?
The tire tread depth.
Tire tread depth. You got it.
All right, let's
So
see
find
it.
if you're doing an inspection, you'll find the lowest portion on the tread. Put that gauge down there, tap the top of it, make sure it's flush.
That's about 30 seconds.
For 30 seconds, very good.
So is that good or bad for the tire?
Bad.
Pass.
That'll pass. All
We've
right.
got Seth here, and he's going to show us building an airline. This is quite important because the truck, the system runs off of air.
Air brakes.
Air brakes, absolutely.
So I took this and I just put that on like that.
So they're making their own line, whether it's a fabric line, steel reinforced, or a rubber or plastic line. So we have a gauge here. We're going to pressurize this, and if he was successful in building all these lines, it will have no leaks. But if he has a leak, obviously he can put a new end on or anything, fittings like that. So it's just a little practicing to get them familiar with working with airlines. And of course, I'll show you something a little bit later there where the students, they actually did it on the semi, so it worked out great.
With this plastic one, I put that on first.
Then the furl. So some of the airlines are different fittings on there, whether it's a push-in type fitting or a thread-in type fitting. They all differ on trucks and that, so they get a little bit of experience building the different types of airlines and that. But the main thing is if you got it correctly done, then you won't have any air leaks, and we'll see that here.
Seth, what grade are you in?
I'm in 11th grade.
11th grade. And this is your second year here?
Yep.
Did you know any of this beforehand? You came here? And what do you think of it now?
I like it.
That's good.
It's awesome.
What do you want to do for your future career?
Diesel technology, like working on engines and stuff.
Okay, so you want to stick to the diesel pathway. That's great. So what do you think? All good?
Yep.
We're going to see, right?
We'll find out.
How will you know if it's not right? You'll hear it?
You spray some of this on.
Okay. I don't see any bubbles.
We got bubbles
Yep.
here.
Oh, we
That's
do.
the fitting.
Okay.
So right now we have about PSI is the inside, so we got about 65 PSI in there. And obviously you see some bubbles on here, so that wouldn't pass.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's not fitted correctly.
Nope.
All right.
So awesome.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Some other things over here. Here's our injector. We're going to pop test. So basically, when you build up so much fuel pressure, the injector has a unload pressure, and at that point, it'll spray diesel fuel into the combustion chamber. So If you want to try that out, all you
All
gotta
right.
do is just we're forcing the pressure on that injector there, and you can see the gauge.
So what are we testing now here?
This is an injector here, so.
Okay.
Push hard. Real hard. You gotta push it
Ooh,
hard.
all
Real
right.
hard. Real quick and hard.
Woo!
And that's what happens inside the cylinder in the diesel engine. Without this, it will produce that flame.
Huh.
And that gauge tells you how much pressure it gauge isn't on.
Here's again, Miss Fishak, real hard, one time, real high, and then hit it hard.
Okay. Wow.
Flame
That's
show.
fun. That is a flamethrower. Show her.
So that's what happens inside of an engine, diesel engine.
All
Here's
right.
another project we got going on. The students are we got this forklift here, and we got to put a master cylinder and wheel cylinders. So we got it up on blocks now. We got the wheels pulled, so we just got to take all the brakes off and the wheel cylinders, and then we're going to get new and refurbish our forklift for our class here.
It's really cool that diesel is a lot of different things, not just
Oh,
trucks.
yes, it
Like
is.
it's small equipment.
It is, absolutely. Small equipment, tractors, it could be a diesel tractor, it could be heavy truck, anything. This happens to be a propane, but this is their project, and we're going to rebuild it and refurbish it, and then the students will be able to practice on it and get their forklift cert.
Oh, awesome.
All right, would you like to check out our boat?
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's even though it's a diesel shop, we'll do anything mechanical. This happens to have an inline 4-cylinder engine, and just neighbor down the road, but it was froze up, so we got to free the camshaft. We did the oil change on it, new plugs, new wires, and once we get it running, and the gentleman's buying parts and that, but once we get it running, we'll be done with this project. So it's just engine work here. So,
Nice.
Yep. A little bit of everything. So.
Well, it's nice that they get to learn on all different kinds of engines.
Absolutely. We have a lot of students that actually live down along the river, and we have one student in the day, new one this year. He actually works at a boat marina.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. A couple other things here. We got this tractor. Some guy gave it to us, and he bought all the parts in that. So we had them do the engine. In fact, the oil change, new fuel filter, new tires. They sanded everything down. They put a paint job on it. We got the blades sharpened, new deck, or not new deck, new belts. And then on the deck, they did some welding under here. So they put a patch underneath there and put primer on. So it turned out pretty good. It runs fine, and that's just one project done. And then a couple of lawnmowers here. Small engine repair. We have that outdoor power equipment certificate. We're going to offer this. Like I said, they practice on torches and plasma cutter, a stick welder, and then also Mig Welding. And this is Wyatt here.
And what kind of welding are you doing now?
This is Mig Welding.
MIG?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's see it. Looks nice.
Very good welds too. Very good.
So what other kind of welding do you do?
We have a stick welder here.
Okay.
That's a little different than MIG welding. It uses those types of sticks.
Okay.
And then there's a TIG welder. We don't have one of those yet, but I think we're supposed to be getting one of those.
That
That's
looks
a little
fun.
different. That you have a separate rod rather than having wire in it.
All right.
Want to give it a try?
Sure, what do I do?
Just point it close to the metal.
Okay.
Don't go too close. Just squeeze the trigger and make a wave pattern with it.
Now, normally I'd be wearing that, but I'm not because of the camera, so. Not so good.
Not
I've
so
seen
bad.
worse. I've seen a lot worse.
So this is going to permanently bond that together now.
Yes. Yeah, it's melting the two metals together.
Nice. And you are a senior?
Yes.
And where do you go to school?
Plum High School.
Okay, and what do you want to do after graduation?
Just be a general mechanic, whether it be automotive or diesel.
All right, and you work now?
Yes, I work down at Fun Far Center Garage on Salzburg Road.
Okay, what do you...
I'm a mechanic's apprentice right now.
Oh, okay. What
I
do you
just
work
do-
on down there?
Just simple things like oil changes, brake changes, alignments, inspections, all that kind of stuff.
Why'd you choose the diesel program versus maybe like auto tech or something?
Because in order to know diesel, you kind of have to have the basics of automotive.
Okay.
So you get to learn both at the same time.
Oh, nice. Cool. All right, thank you.
Yeah, with that said, the students are more than welcome to come up with the small projects, the welding projects. I do buy some steel and they can draw up some plans and actually weld something together. I had a student do a fire pit last year and a student did a little cargo hauler there last year as well.
Nice.
So, a couple more things I wanted to show you. This is a little project truck that we had going last year. Just the cab needs painted by collision refinishing, and then the inside needs some work, but otherwise, exterior wise, we did all the mechanical work on this. I mean, they put brand new brake shoes on, new drums, pulled all the wheels, we painted them off, painted those, painted the frame, they put new bolts in the fifth wheel plate, they put a new deck plate on there, a pogo stick, the Airlines.
What's the pogo stick for?
A pogo stick is that, and it's on a deck plate, and it holds all your glad hands in that, because when you couple to a trailer, but it just completes the whole tractor trailer combination.
Is this truck in use? Is it working and running?
Yes, it runs. It's a 1989 or 90.
Did it run when it was brought here?
No, but it
Okay.
runs now. And it runs very good. Like I said, they painted everything. We put new lights on the back, new mud flaps, new Airlines, new brake cans, brake shoes, and they painted everything. They did a really great, kind of a restoration type thing. So it's our diesel mascot. But it runs fine, and we pulled into the shop there, and they can actually do some other work on it. and so
Nice.
forth. Yeah.
You got a lot of pieces of equipment here.
Yeah, now this one over here, this one's the one we just keep inside the shop mostly, and again, they do brakes and everything, pressure test the cooling system, and we're gonna start letting them do clutch jobs on it too.
Okay.
They got to know how to remove the transmission, put a clutch on, do some checks, and install it and adjust the clutch, and it should be good.
Nice.
So,
Construction equipment, tractor trailers.
we got a backhoe to work with too. We let them practice on that, kind of getting familiar with the hydraulic arms and all. So we have that available, and then our semi here. This is another day cab single axle. And our new thing is this year, anybody that has a license, we're letting them practice driving it, pulling it around the parking lot, starting, stopping, engaging all the gears in the low side. So they got to be familiar with, driving something. If
Right.
they're pulling in the shop to work on, they pull it out.
So some of your students maybe want to get their CDL someday then?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, they can either
Awesome.
get them, if they have a truck there, they can borrow, or if they go to a driver training class like CCAC, they have a 6-week program. So,
That's great that they get to experience
yeah,
operating them as well.
absolutely. So, you take a look at the engine. It's an ISX engine. 400 horsepower ISX. And so we go over all of the Caterpillar, Cummins, Detroit, everything.
Wow.
Would you like to take it for a ride?
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right. I'll get going.
Thank you. All right. Well, we are going to go for a ride. All right. I don't know if I've been in a tractor trailer before.
Now, you're in the tractor part anyhow.
Oh, right.
That's what it would be coupled up to right there. that trailer. Now, before I started this engine, like you do with any engine, you have to check the oil and the coolant and whatever lubricants there are. I already did that before I started it. And then a driver is always responsible every truck, every trip, every day to make sure that that truck is safe, compliant, etc. He has to have his emergency safety triangles here in case of a road failure, or he has to put warning up for a issue he has for a truck when it's on the side of the road. There's a fire extinguisher over on this side. These are all required by the DOT, Department of Transportation. I just got to go over a lot of things on the truck. Obviously, we're missing a wiper blade over there, so I'm not going to turn those on. But he's got to check the lights, the brakes, everything. This is an air brake equipped vehicle, so he has to make sure that there's enough air pressure to stop the truck and work all the various air brake components. This yellow knob is a parking brake. Okay, we push that in to release them, and now we're able to move. This is a 10-speed Road Ranger transmission. Part of it is manually shifted, and part of it is air shifted with this little flipper button here. So that's how they can get 10 gears out of 5 gears.
Wow, okay.
Air shift.
So it's not just like driving a car. It's a little different, huh?
A little different, but a little more complex. But okay, we can get moving now. Oop. No, we can't. I got to put my seatbelt on.
So every driver has to do all the checks, and if something would happen, it could come back to them if they didn't check and do their safety checklist.
Correct. They have to sign off on that pre-trip inspection and a post-trip inspection. Okay, here we go.
So I think it's great that, our students, maybe they want to become a truck driver, maybe they want to become a mechanic, that you'll get a little taste of at least the driving part of it here.
Right.
Of course,
right.
not fully, but it'll give you a little idea.
Yeah. Now, every technician has to be able to drive the equipment that he's going to service, because he has to obviously road test it, he has to bring it into the shop. There's no valet parking in this industry,
No.
So they have to operate the equipment themselves, so that's where the...
So do most mechanics have a CDL license then?
Yes, it's almost a requirement in most of the industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can't drive it into a garage or...
Right. You may have to go out on a road call. You may have to take a truck out and replace one that's broken down to a point where you can actually drive it, but the driver couldn't haul the load with it because it was, causing problems. But that technician may have to return the vehicle to the shop. That way he has to drive it.
But you think about all the stuff that's in our stores and on our shelves, it's all comes on a truck. So
everything we have comes on a truck.
We always need drivers, and we especially need mechanics to work on all the issues.
That's it. Very, very busy industry, transportation industry.
Well, that's good, because there's plenty of jobs out there, and they need skilled workers.
In fact, they're short right now anywhere between 15 and 20,000 mechanic jobs in the United States.
And so what do shops look for? Just do you have an experience? Like, you don't have to have a college degree.
Well, no. I mean, trade schools to me are the way to go, because the working people are the ones that keep the country moving, basically, as far as I'm concerned. So whenever something breaks down, somebody's got to fix it. A computer isn't going to fix it.
Right.
Somebody may need a computer to help them diagnose the problem, but still, that computer has to have arms and legs and can't.
Yeah, you got to put your hands still on the stuff.
Right,
so
exactly.
It's a good field if you like hands-on. You like to take things apart. You like to be around large equipment as well.
That's right. That's right.
All
You're
right.
gonna get dirty.
You're gonna get a little dirty, but that's all right.
That's part of it.
Well, thank you for the ride.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Let's see. This handle's a little different.
Yep. I think you have to pull back on it hard.
There we go.
How's Mr. Joe's driving?
That was pretty good.
Good.
All right. Well, this was a great field, a great program. We enjoyed the tour. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our watchers about the diesel?
If you'd like to come down and take a tour or visit at any time, you're more than welcome to come and see what we do hands-on.
Absolutely. So, normally you would be here doing this hands-on tour, but due to the current situation, we're not. But if you'd like to come on a case-by-case individual basis, we can certainly hook you up with Mr. DeLuca and schedule a time.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and you
Thank
gotta have a
you.
great day.
See ya.